Hello and welcome to Verbling. I'm teacher Oakley, and for the next hour, we are going to be practicing our English, basically conversational English, by um, talking about some controversial points. Things like, I don't know, public smoking or drinking age, free education. If you guys can think of some controversial points to debate, we can do that too. If there's something you'd like to talk about, so not a problem. Um, and the object is to, well, practice our conversational English and our ability to express an opinion and support it. But also, hopefully, if we get some students in the class, at least we can practice our phrasing, proper phrasing to politely disagree. Well, practice things like, okay, I'm afraid I have to disagree with you on that point. In my opinion, blah, blah, blah. Okay, phrasings like this. Um, concessionary points, things like, okay, I think Heidi has a good point. However, in my opinion, blah, blah, blah. Okay, conceding a point, but then arguing against it, a common polite way to disagree. Well, we'll see. It's going to work a lot better if we have more than you and me, Heidi. Hello, Heidi. How are you today?
Hello, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too. I guess we can argue. You and I'm sure we can manage.
Time is late. You open the class.
Yeah, we had a class before that ran a little late, but anyway.
Yeah, last year you had New Year resolution. You can.
Yeah, it's never.
You would open the class just that time.
Yeah, which despite myself, it's going to come true because group classes are coming to an end, so I won't be opening any more late group classes.
Oh, you shouldn't say that.
Sadly.
You shouldn't say that. I can't remember that.
Yeah, sorry to bring that up. Bring up a sore subject. Well, okay. There you go. Sorry to bring up a sore subject. Well, here's a phrasing for you that we use when we're talking about controversial things. So, okay, the lesson is on. Yeah. Yes, it is a sore subject, unfortunately. Yeah, and unfortunately, it's maybe coming to an end sooner than I thought because as of now, they're not allowing me to schedule classes for next week. Unexpectedly, I didn't know they were going to cut it off so early. Yeah, a bit of a shocker. Okay. Well, since it's just you and I, are there any controversial topics that you want to talk about? Now, I'll let you, if you have a topic you want to talk about, or I'll just pick one, whatever.
About economy.
That's fine. Okay. I want to, because it's just you and I don't want you to be offended, but I want you to express your opinion, support your opinion, and then I am going to argue against it, even if I really truly agree with you. All right. Just so you know, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to argue against you, whatever your opinion is, even though I may agree with you 100%. Do you know what we call that in English? There's a kind of an idiomatic phrase when you argue a point, even if you don't actually believe it. Do you know what that's called?
No, I don't know.
Okay, it's called to play or playing. Play devil's advocate.
Play devil's advocate.
Advocate, yeah. Basically, as an advocate is like a lawyer, basically being the devil's lawyer, just arguing for the sake of arguing. Okay. Oh, and now we got Hogan here. All right. Great. He can argue with us. Hi, Hogan.
Hi, how are you? I just got home.
Oh, welcome home.
Welcome
Here.
home or welcome to class?
Great. Would you like a cup of tea? Maybe a beer after your hard day? Can I get you something from the fridge?
That'd be awesome.
Okay. Make you a sandwich, maybe? Okay. All right. Okay, Heidi's going to make a point about economics. Now, I'm going to go ahead and play devil's advocate, and I'm going to argue with you. And Hogan, you listen to both of us carefully, and then after me, after I play devil's advocate and argue for the sake of arguing, I'm going to let you chime in and talk about how much you agree or disagree with Heidi or with me. All right? So
Okay.
you need to listen and pay attention to us. All right, Heidi, you're on. You want to talk about the economy? What is your opinion that you're going to share with us?
Okay.
Okay. Great.
Economic control is the most important job for the government. If economy is very good, and the country say anything to the world. But if their economy is very bad, other country don't care of their opinion. For example, China at first it was a very poor country. We helped a lot, but it became very big company, then a country. So even America accept a lot of opinion from China, even though they constructed the island in south of China Sea, right?
Yeah.
They can't say anything. Only several warship pass that area only. That's once or twice. Then finished. And Kissinger said, at first he was very good to China. He treated China very well because he said at first he thought if China became rich, maybe Chinese government behavior would change in the future. But recently he said, I was disappointed about China, even though they became rich, but only they interrupt other countries. It's very bad. They have bad behavior. So his strategy was wrong, he said. So I think even though China has very bad behavior, but still England or some country welcomed China. And even they had a lot of problems inside. And Tibetan were Uyghur, right?
Sorry. Oh, Uyghurs. Oh, yeah, the tribal,
that,
right? The Western China. Yeah. Go ahead.
But,
right.
Even the UK can't say anything to China because of economy. I think I believe it.
Okay. All right. Now I'm going to attempt to rebut that. However, okay. I need to give you some feedback. You know, your English. Well, first of all, let me say hello to Ale. Ale?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello,
Hi. Welcome. Nice to have you join us. Okay. Now, Heidi, your opening remark frankly misled me. You said it's important for governments to have economic control. I totally thought you were going to talk about, excuse me, economic control of governments versus free market economics. You know, just totally open market. You way misled me with your statement. So I think what you meant was really economic success is crucial. Is crucial for a government to have influence on the world stage.
Yeah.
How is that? That's a kind of a better, I think, opening sentence related to what you were saying. Okay, other small small points. They don't care of their opinions. It should be they don't care about your opinion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, very standard phrase. I don't care about. I don't care about the garbage collectors. I don't care about economics. Whatever. Okay. Just so you know, when you're speaking and you confuse company and country, I do that all the time. I just want
make mistake.
I just want to share with you that I make that same mistake frequently, a lot, almost every day. Talking about countries and I say company by accident. Just sharing with you that that's a common mistake for me, and I think other native speakers as well. All right. Okay, they won't accept a lot of opinion. They won't accept opinions. We don't normally use quantifiers with opinion. Well, you can. Some opinions, you can, but it seems awkward to me. They won't accept a lot of opinions. Maybe it's better if we make it plural. Maybe. All right. I don't know. I know. Not very good critique. Good job. All right. You're making a point. You're giving your opinion and supporting it with reasons. Then you're using examples to reinforce your reasons. This is good. Okay, good example. Very necessary. In English language, well, just to also use China as an example, Chinese language is very general. They sometimes, not necessarily you guys in this class here today right now, but many people, their problem when speaking English is because their native language is more general. They try to speak generally. In English, you really have to be, it's really detail-oriented. So specific examples that you can talk about, very helpful. So this is very good way to support your opinion. So I'd like to just point that out as we continue the class. That was a good example of how to do it. Now I have to try to rebut this, which is very difficult because frankly I totally agree 100%, so it's really hard for me to pretend I don't. But to play devil's advocate, okay, let me attempt to do so. Okay. While Heidi makes an excellent point that with economic power comes world power and influence, and she brings up China as an excellent example, I would have to say that it's not always the case. It is often the case, but not always. I don't think it's quite as black and white as she paints it. For example, there are some countries that have held out, bucking the trend, bucking the powers that be for quite a long time in order to basically get what they want. For example, one example might be Cuba, which basically stood up against the United States primarily for half a century, and in the long run, and frankly, America tried to actually assassinate Castro. They attempted an invasion, and they never got anywhere. The final result being that Obama finally basically gave up and is now handing the olive leaf over to Cuba and welcoming them into the, I don't know, basically helping them re-engage with the world, maybe. In other words, by sticking to their guns, even though they never really had an economy, they don't have oil, they don't have diddly-do for an economy, by sticking to their guns and their ideological beliefs, they have actually, I think, influenced the world in many ways. Other examples might include, for example, Iran. Another example, okay, in that case, in Iran's case, yes, they have oil, lots of money in the ground. However, due to sanctions, they weren't allowed to play that card. And even so, although they were squashed economically and there was an attempt to hold them in check, to enclose them basically economically. It didn't really work, because eventually it was recognized that there had to be some kind of agreement. I realize this is all tied to nuclear test, etc. Economics was used as leverage to get them to do what they wanted to do. But really, in my opinion, what it comes down to is everybody wants to do business. So, in conclusion, that's basically my conclusion, that everybody wants to do business, and no matter if you're economically not doing well as a government, sooner or later, if you play your cards right, the bigger powers are going to allow you into the game because of greed, basically. Okay, that was my attempt. I know, it wasn't the best. I tried to organize it, okay, just to analyze myself, to give you an idea, because we're going to do this again. I tried to be concessionary toward Heidi's position in the beginning, using connectives like "although Heidi makes a good point." All right, and then give my opinion. Basically, I was trying to speak it in my mind. I actually have an outline. Introductory paragraph, reason 1, or with example 1, Cuba. Reason 2, example 2, Iran. And then I try to conclude, wrap it up, and summarize. I don't think my argument was that good, but at least my organization, hopefully, was a good model for you, I hope. At least. Okay, Hogan. Now,
Yes.
I would like you to react to Heidi and myself, whatever you think.
Heidi introduced some relation between the country, for example, China or so, and you said that it's a little different opinion. Maybe you just are trying to play devil's advocate. So even in the United States, try to affect the Cuba or Iran, and they have their own stuff to work little bit different from what United States wants. So I don't know if I get the right thought from both of you, but my economy. When I say about the economy, I'm not really trying to say about the between the nations, because it's a little bit tricky for me to argue it. So I just want a little bit of a little smaller scale, like inside of the country, like United States, for example. So in these days, I think it's kind of the winner takes all situation. For example, if you try to buy something, you usually go to Amazon. There is no other place to buy cheaper price with faster delivery. So if you go to somewhere to try to sell your used stuff, you always go to eBay. So, and if buy the cell phone, you can go either Apple or Samsung. So maybe these days China have a lot cheaper product and threatened these two companies. But so I don't think it's really good, because it's the rich person getting more richer and richer, and the poor people getting poor and poor. So maybe the principle of the economy in the free market situation, but it's not really fair for a lot of other people. So maybe government has to interfere the market try to distribute the wealth a little bit evenly, so that a lot more people can be happier. So if once one country like the United States have the better place to live, then maybe it can the United States can affect other countries as well, either Cuba or Iran and China or any part of the world. So I don't know. Actually, I don't know what I try to say, but I just saying something.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. I'm gonna let you react as well, and I'll kind of summarize before you go. All right. Basically, Heidi started with the thesis that economic success translates to power on the world stage. If a country's successful economically, it has more influence on the politics and well, of international, on the stage of international politics. Okay. I attempted rather feebly to argue that point, but I tried. Okay. Now, Hogan, if I'm to summarize what you just said, basically you're saying that regardless of power of the countries worldwide, overall, it's really not fair to individuals. So, correct me if I'm wrong. My understanding is what you're saying is that maybe it matters, but it shouldn't matter. It should be about the people, not
Kind of correct, yeah.
kind of correct.
Yeah, because I don't know exactly what I was trying to say, so you may not know exactly what I was trying to say as well. But
Right.
it's kind of correct, yeah.
Kind of. Okay. Okay. All right. Let me give you a little feedback about the English. Okay. I don't know if I got the right thought. We normally, just normal colloquial speech, I don't know if I have the right idea, is how we say that. Okay. I'm going to write it. Okay, we tend to use thought. We use idea when the word idea when we're talking about an overall concept, like what we're doing here. We tend to use the word thought when we're talking about one aspect. Oh, you're trying to find it? Okay, all right. We tend to use thought. I have a thought. One thought may be, like when we're giving reasons, for example. I have one thought about that. We tend to use thought when we're actually talking really about a singular, specific idea. Okay. Also, another phrasing that you used, Hogan, when I say about the economy. This is awkward. It should be when I talk about the economy is the normal phrase. Not when I say, but when I talk about. And to as a kind of connective to introduce other ideas. That's the normal phrasing. I do look your organization. Because you're reacting to Heidi and I. Okay, I didn't really coach you, but you did it. You went about it organizationally in the right way. Now, yeah, okay, your ideas were not that clear. Neither were mine, frankly. We're just doing the best we can do but anyway, the way that you organized was very good. You started summarizing, Heidi said, Oakley said, and then you gave your position. This is good, okay? Good idea. Good way to organize it. Summarize what's already happened, and then talk about it. Talk about what you think. Okay. Minor mistakes China have. It should be China has. It has. Okay. It's singular when you say the name of a country. Also, they might have to interfere is okay, but maybe intervene might have been a useful vocabulary word for you. The government has to intervene. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. You got it. I think you were trying to think of that. It seemed like I could hear the wheels turning in your head. Also, you said United States might be the better country, but you were talking in general. You were making a general statement. It's not impossible to say the better, all right? But you're talking about one specific thing. It's the definite article. When you're talking generally, making a general point, it would be better to actually say some people think United States is a better country. Okay, just be aware of that.
All right, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay, good job. Okay, now Francisco has joined us. Hi, Francisco.
Hi, teacher.
Hi. Okay, how are we going to do this? I need to butt out and let you guys do some talking. Okay, I know it's kind of, Heidi, it's your turn. Well, no, Francisco's turn. Well, okay, Heidi, this time I want you to rebut Francisco. Okay, so hold on, Heidi, but listen up. Okay, I won't talk this time other than to give you guys feedback. Francisco, we are practicing giving opinion and arguing against opinion, for and against. You're here now. Heidi's going to argue against you, whatever you say, so don't be offended. She might even agree with you, but she's going to argue against you. Okay? Now, is there a controversial topic which you would like to take a position on? If so, you can, or I can try to give you a topic. Do you have anything you'd like to talk about?
Yes, okay.
Yeah? Super. Shoot.
Okay. Well, talking about well, machismo. I don't know if you have heard about it here in Mexico. Well, machismo is well known because most of the man of the house, well, the main person in the house is the man. I don't know if women are agree. I don't know in other countries or is the same or.
Okay.
What could be your thoughts?
Okay. Well. Okay. Now, what is your thoughts? That's the key. You have to give your opinion about the concept of machismo. Okay. First of all, we need to define it in case Hogan and Heidi are not clear on what machismo is. I get it. I know. I totally get it. But okay, I think you did somewhat. The basic concept is the man wears the pants in the family. To introduce a little idiom for you all. Who wears the pants in the family? Okay. And there's a little more to it. The kind of, I don't know. Yes, the dominance, but also the whole I don't know, overblown maleness of the concept, and I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you know the concept better. I mean, I understand that it's. What else can you say about machismo? What does that mean to you?
Okay, here the main point is that, well, maybe men are in danger of being superseded by women. Maybe jobs or other things that were dominated by men.
Okay. So what is your position on that? Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, I think I'm pro men, obviously.
It's not obvious, dude. Obviously, okay. You got to now. You got to give supporting reasons why. All right. Finally, the topic machismo in the controversy. Women are taking over their jobs, and okay, now you've given your position. I'm kind of leading you through this, but your position is this is not really a good thing. Now you got to say why.
Okay, well, because maybe because because I think, well, in the future, uh, women are going to be more dominant in, well, in everything, in jobs, in government, in all the levels. Uh, I don't know if it's a geographic incident, but right now here in Mexico, in a family, there are more women than men.
Okay. Yes. Okay. You're still saying the same thing. Why is this a bad thing? You gotta give Heidi something. Heidi needs ammunition.
Well, just because we are disappearing, yeah, we are.
Okay. We're disappearing. Oh my goodness. Okay, it's going to be like the Amazons. Amazonia.
maybe in the future, well, most of your boss or is going to be a woman. Right now it's happening, but well, maybe talking about 10 or 20 years or more. Most of the women are going to copy a well positioned place in all aspects, government, jobs, well, everything.
Okay. All right. I got a feeling Heidi's going to rip you up here. Okay. Okay. A couple awkward. I got confused a couple of your phrases, so a little bit of feedback. I mean, I've been giving you feedback as far as organization, but specifics. I don't know. You said something like, I don't know if it's a graphic incident, but there are more women than men in Mexico now. A graphic incident? I don't. That doesn't work for me. I think maybe I'm guessing what you mean because I don't know. I don't know if it's maybe saying I don't know if it's an international statistic. Do you mean like? Is that what you mean?
Well,
You're talking about?
Maybe it's not international, but it's happening in a lot of families.
Okay.
That women are tending to be the queen of or home.
Okay. So are you were you trying to
They are
introduce the idea that that you don't know if it's a well, I don't know. As an example, I wasn't sure what you were doing.
Well, as an example, we know that there are right now there are a few women occupying CEO places or CEO positions in big companies.
Yeah.
But well, I don't know if these places could be copied by men. It would be a better idea.
Okay. Be careful of pronunciation. CEO.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Why? Because well, most of the time men tend to tolerate or bear more pressure, more.
Okay.
More stress.
There. Now we have an argument. Okay, now we actually have an argument that we can talk about. All right, men bear stress better. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
This could be most of the important jobs in the world or leaderships would be occupied by men.
Occupied. Oh, that's
yeah.
Right. Okay, I was going to mention that. I didn't. I thought you said copy. Occupied. Okay.
Occupied by men.
Ah,
Right.
got it. Oh, occupied. And by the way, well, you said occupy a well position. It should be occupy a good position, or more clearly, what you were talking about, occupy a high position.
Yeah.
Right. Remember that good is an adjective, a good position. Well is an adverb, so we can't use well to modify a noun, right? Adverbs can modify verbs or other adverbs or adjective. The only thing it can't modify is a noun. So you can't say well directly in front of a noun. You just can't.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, Heidi. So there you go. If you your job is to argue against the idea that it's not good that women achieve positions of power and woo, and equality with men because men could handle the pressure much better.
Oh,
What do you think, Heidi?
I partially agree with him.
Ooh,
Maybe
interesting.
depending on the country, it's different. But in Japanese case, almost all of CEO of big companies are men. So men dominate society in Japan. Even in the family, a father is the most important person in the family. Then at first, female and the male work in the company. But when they get married, and after the women get pregnant, then they need to stay at home. Most of women quit the job. After that, women are very busy to take care of their children. The men are very busy. They can't go to the bank. So almost all case of the women get the credit card and the bank card both. So they grab the money of the house. Men are very stupid. Oh, you are very good. You are a very good worker. If the wife says so, they work hard. Then they bring a lot of money to the house. We can use the money from the men. I have a very miserable example. For example, very close to my house, there's a doctor. He is a very good doctor. He graduated a very good doctor course. Maybe he used a lot of money. The parents used a lot of money for the school. Then after that, he constructed his hospital, small clinic. He needed to work hard from the morning to the late night, wearing only white coat for the doctor. But he gained a lot of money, so his wife and his daughter go to Italy or France to buy their clothes or handbag shoes. Only they say, "Oh, you are very good, you're a good father." It's powerful men, but actually, women have power.
Ah, I get it. Okay. Okay. That was interesting. Okay. That was very interesting. Very kind of clever. Heidi, you use background. You did something very interesting here. Okay. And I recognize it, and it's a very interesting way of giving an argument or giving a position. It's very interesting, whether you know it or not. Basically, what you did is something that I teach students sometimes. It's a way of thinking. You're not sure what your opinion is or what you're going to say. All right, it's called a hesitation device. Now, there's lots of hesitation devices, some of which are very bad in speaking, especially giving opinions and positions. which, by the way, is a very common thing in job interviews, in English exams, in real life, in a meeting when your boss asks you for your position. Look, there are good and bad ways to think about what your opinion is when you're on the hot seat, so to speak. A long pause is very bad. Repeating what you're saying because you're nervous and you can't think of what to say, not good. Using filler like not good. Paraphrasing, okay, or summarizing what the other person said is good. It's a very good way to start, and basically that's what Hogan was doing earlier. That's great. Another technique, and what Heidi was basically doing, whether you knew it or not, is kind of backing into the opinion by giving backgrounds. Okay? So your boss asks you, should we launch the new product? Start talking about, well, the last time we launched a new product in spring, if you recall, this is what happened, and this was the result, and blah, 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 blah. So you give all the background before you actually get to your opinion, which is no or yes, we should or should not launch the product. That's the idea of background, and that's the technique that Heidi used. It's actually an excellent way to express an opinion when maybe you're not 100% sure of what your opinion is. Okay, whether that's what you were doing or not, I don't really know, but okay, it was just interesting to me. And it was a good example. All right, so you use background, which was great. Okay, couple small problem areas in English. Heidi, I don't know. Maybe I didn't hear you. Before you gave the example of the doctor, you said, "I have a very miserable example."
Yeah.
Is that what you said? Okay.
Hard example.
Okay. It was just a strange collocation of words. Technically speaking, grammatically speaking, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. I was just not expecting it, so I was slightly confused. I guess it's okay. But it's a little weird because it's actually a very good example of what you were talking about.
A good example, but from my side, the doctor is very good position and everybody appreciates him. But
Yeah.
think about the power. He's miserable from my side.
Yeah, I get it. I understand why you use miserable, but it's a little confusing because when we use the phrase, I have a good example, you know, it's more of a connective transitional phrase, standardized, for example, you know, the phrase, for instance. So when you start, you know, it's very normal to say I have a very good example. That's fine. It's just a little confusing when you mess around with these kind of standardized connectives for organizational speech. You know, it can be confusing. All right, anyway, technically it's not wrong, but it can throw off a native speaker. They're used to hearing it one way, is I guess what I'm saying. Another thing, Heidi, he gained money. We don't normally, again, the collocation is odd. He earned money would be better. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Okay, thank you. And all right. So I do like your position, which is, in actuality, men don't know it, but women have a lot of power, maybe even more power than men. Given the status quo, even though men have the positions of where they earn more money, that doesn't necessarily mean they have power. Mm-hmm. As we speak, my wife is, I don't know where, with my bank card. I just related to that a little too closely, Heidi. I'm very worried because she's gone.
Sorry for that.
She's gone to the bank with my bank card right now as I'm talking to you. And I said, "What are you gonna? We got to be really careful with our money right now." And she's, "Oh yeah, I'm just going to the mall." Oh God, I'm very nervous. Anyway, okay, Hogan, again, react to Francisco's opinion that okay, men are more qualified and they can handle the stress of higher positions. Heidi's position that it really doesn't matter because women actually have all the power anyway. What do you think, Hogan?
Yeah, as a man, I agree with the Francisco. So traditionally, man has more power, maybe just strength, not power, because physically, mentally, and I think it's stronger than female. But as time goes on, it has a little changed. So the woman got more better education than before, and actually at school, the woman usually get high score. Is very talented, and if the more the women get a job and contribute to the society and going to the higher position in the company, and their position is getting better and better as time goes on. So so this time the modern life, the difference between the man and woman, the role is very not quite clear. So at home, I can do my all the house chores no matter what. So maybe it's not, I cannot imagine that if like 20, 30 years ago. So it's very strict. Men go outside and earn money, and the wife take care of the house and babies. But these days, the boundary between their roles has changed a lot. So I partly agree, Francisco. Francisco, can I speak? Yeah, Francisco, but it's a little different, I guess. So partly agreed, but partly is not. And also, I agreed partly in the Heidi. But I don't really agree the woman has more power. Maybe, in your opinion, you might think of that, but I still think a man has a little bit more power. I'm sorry. But yeah, the boundary is getting vague and vague, more vague and vague. So
Okay, very good. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
so maybe sometime later, the difference even getting even smaller and smaller. So we don't uh, try to measure who's better and who's stronger, who has more power. That doesn't really matter. We can just cooperate, the man and woman all together, make better life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. The okay, what was that? The Miss Universe speech. We can all have a better life and live
Yeah.
happily ever after.
Okay.
Okay, Hogan, I'm kidding. All right, all right. I was waiting for you to use the word vague. Okay, another possible vocabulary choice might be the lines are blurred, the boundaries are blurred. Okay. I was waiting for vague. You finally got there. Good for you. Okay, one thing. When I'm not exactly sure what you were talking about. I don't exactly remember, but you were talking about generally the past, how it was 30 years ago, and how it now is. Okay, remember that this is the place. This is the situation where present perfect tense. That's what it's used for, to talk about past that relates to now. So there was a couple verbs where you used simple past tense that really should have been present perfect tense. Oh, okay. Whatever. You said the woman has better jobs. It should have been the women have gotten better jobs, for example. Something like that. And there was another one, but I missed it. You said something about score, which I missed totally. I have no idea what that was, and I I'm sorry, my notes are not.
Yeah, I just was trying to say it in school, the women's usually better
Yeah.
perform, like better grade or something. So
Oh,
that's what I
okay.
was trying to say.
Oh, okay. All right, I see. Yeah, okay. So, okay, guys. So, if Hillary wins the presidential election in the United States, who's really going to be running the country? Hillary, or will it be Billary? What do you think? Can Hillary handle it?
Yes, she can.
You
She
think
must
so?
do it. Yeah, she must do it because she's a perfect one.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, you're kind of going against your own position. Heidi, okay, well, Heidi, what do you think of Hillary? Should Hillary?
Hillary will manage his presidential position because before his husband was on the power, Hillary suggested something from backside. I thought so.
Yeah,
Hillary was clever, more clever than Bill.
Hillary is more clever than Bill.
Yeah.
Well, at least she didn't get caught. Woo. Okay. Well, maybe she did. She did get caught. We don't know. There's still the never-ending investigation of her email server. We really don't know what's going to happen with that. Yeah, whatever. It seems kind of like a witch hunt to me, but we'll see. What do you think, Hogan? Do you think Hillary can handle? Can a woman handle being the president of the
Yeah,
United States?
yeah, I think so. So like in Korea, the current president is a woman.
Yeah,
So
right.
yeah, I think the woman can handle it. But the Bill, as a former president, probably will give a lot of advice to Hillary. So probably they can communicate and cooperate to make a better country. I hope.
Well, we'll see. Well,
Yeah, we'll
maybe
see.
we'll see. Maybe that will never happen. Okay. Frankly, to be honest with you, she kind of scares me a little bit. First of all, she has there's questions about her integrity. Okay, if we set that aside, look, this whole question about women dominating, I just want to get a reaction to this. Let me say it quickly. As an example, I've had female bosses before, and in my experience, they are good at what they do and they're good at their job, but they are much more. Men are much more easygoing because they don't worry about every detail. Women are very, very driven. They feel like they have to prove something, is my point. And I'm making absolutely no assertions or assumptions about their ability to do the job. What I'm saying is that they're overly obsessed with proving themselves to everyone around them, like that they're as good as the men. It seems to me. When I've had female bosses, they drove me like a slave driver. I didn't really enjoy it. Now they were doing a great job and they were probably getting the most out of my performance, but I really did not enjoy it. So Hillary, sorry Heidi, Hillary kind of scares me a little bit because I'm afraid she's going to think she has to prove something to to the country and to the world, and that makes me nervous. What do you think of that, Francisco? Am I worried needlessly? Am I worrying
Yeah,
needlessly?
sure. Yeah, you're a little scared, but you mustn't
I am.
be scared because she's perfect for the position. She's perfect for being the first woman or the first woman to
first woman
to be on this being president of the United States.
Yeah.
So maybe she has been acting a little weird, but well, It's maybe that's you because well, she's a woman. She has a lot of pressure right now.
Yeah, she's nervous today. She's nervous today.
She has been nervous, yeah, because maybe
Yeah.
she knew she had to arrive to this position.
She's extremely nervous today. That's right. Bernie is basically kicking her in New Hampshire.
But I think she's the perfect one for USA.
Okay. Heidi, what do you think of my fears that Hillary will feel the need to prove herself and she'll invade Russia on the first day?
Yeah, a problem of the female is they can't hide their emotion, so it's very difficult. So, for example, the president needs to shake hand with any the leader of the countries, but men case, almost all men leaders can do that, shake hand with the other countries, smiling. But the female can't show their smile, only shake hand like that. And so we can read their emotion.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Obama and Putin shake hands?
No.
Oh, they clearly hate each other. It's like looking at two dogs going. It's obvious. Yeah. Not that it's any better when when Merkel shakes hands with Putin. It's the same thing, actually. It's quite obvious. There's no love lost, shall we say? But okay, I see your point. Hogan, what do you think? Should I be worried that Hillary is going to go crazy?
Yeah, it could be. So actually, for example, my wife created her own company, and she seems like hired me. So currently, she's my boss. Unofficially.
Right?
Yeah,
unofficially.
Unofficially,
right?
But it's very difficult have the woman superior. So she was kind of the perfectionist. So he tried to make it perfect. So I cannot do that. So in that case, we have some got into an argument. Maybe Hillary might be a perfectionist as well. Then in that case, maybe some people support her might have trouble with her also. So the governing the country is not by just one person. So it has to cooperate with other people. So maybe it might be a little concern, but let's see.
I think that's a good point and good example. Yeah. All right. All right. Let's leave it there. Thank you. This is I really enjoyed the class. Thank you, everyone. Heidi, Hogan, Francisco.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Later.
Take care.